Greetings, and welcome back to Monday Fire, your 5 to 7 minute spark of hope, truth, and inspiration to kick off your week. I'm going to go ahead and be honest today. I know we're supposed to stick it within the 5 to 7 minutes, but this topic here is near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know we're going to be longer than the 7 minutes. Today's theme is authenticity. And our scripture is coming from Psalm 139, verse 14. It says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. I want to share something with you from the Application Bible. It says, God's character goes into the creation of every person. When you feel worthless or even begin to hate yourself, remember that God's Spirit is ready and willing to work within you. Because of Jesus Christ, we are new persons. So we should have as much respect and regard for ourselves as our Maker has for us. I thought that was such a blessing because sometimes we underestimate who we are and what God has created. He created us fearfully and wonderfully. He made all things well. That includes you and I. So let me remind you of this one thing. Who you are is not a mistake. It's your mission. Who you are is not a mistake. It's your mission. I'm going to say that for my young people who are listening, my young adults, my teens, even to include my daughter. Who you are is not a mistake. It's your mission. Authenticity means walking fully in who God created you to be. No filters, no masks, no pretending. It's about being the same person in public and in private. The same person on Sunday morning and on Monday afternoon. Let me give you 3 truths. Authenticity starts with your identity. You can't be authentic until you accept that you are God's creation, fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not an accident. You are not a copy. You are his original design. When you know who you are in him, that means you stop living for approval and start living from approval. God has already approved us. So we don't have to wait for the approval of man. We don't even have to wait for approval of ourselves to say, I'm not ready or maybe I'm good enough now. God says you're already enough. Second truth, authenticity has value. The world is filled with imitations, but authenticity stands out. When you're authentic, you give people permission to be real too. When you're authentic, you give people permission to be real too. You bring freedom to every space you step into. And authenticity has weight. It's magnetic, it's trustworthy, and it's living, life, breathing, and life giving. It's nothing like seeing a person who's not true to themselves. It shifts the environment. It makes you almost sick to be around because you know this person is better than that, or they are imitating a portion of themselves or misrepresenting who they are. And so God doesn't want us to be a copycat. He doesn't want us to imitate others. If you're going to imitate anybody, if you're going to copy anyone, you need to copy Christ because the Bible reminds us that we're image bearers. So we carry the same character of Jesus Christ. And so if you're going to copy anyone, let's copy Christ. Third truth, authenticity is your mission. God didn't call you to be someone else. He called you to be you. That's why your story matters. Your scars matters. Your journey matters. Let me pause right here. The things you went through, the stuff you went through, the heartache, the hardships, the uncomfortable things, it matters. That's part of who you are. It's a part of the journey. And you have to own it. You have to share it because that's who you are. That's a part of the journey. Sometimes we often forget that portion or we leave it out, but people can't understand or recognize, or even we can't step into our God given intentionality because we oftentimes deny who we are because of a portion of what we've been through. But if we're going to be authentic, if we're going to live a true and meaningful life, then we got to own all of us. That means even the shortcomings and the scars and the trials, the tribulations that we've experienced. See, when you show up authentically, you glorify the one who created you. So if you're hiding the stuff that you've been through, how can someone understand the glory of God and see how he pulled you out? How can you even acknowledge and be grateful of where he has brought you from if you deny what you've been through? You see, living authentically is an act of worship. So I want you to check yourself out this week. I want you to realize or even think about, am I pretending to be someone else for approval? Am I dimming my light to fit in? Or am I even walking confidently in who God has made me to be? See, God can't bless who you pretend to be, but he will always bless who he made you to be. I say that again. God can't bless who you pretend to be, but he will always bless who he made you to be. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what authenticity really is. Authenticity means being true to who God created you to be, not who culture pressures you to be, not who your past told you you are, and not who fear is trying to convince you to be. Doing life authentically means I'm walking in my God given identity. It means I'm no longer living as an imposter, but I can post up in confidence knowing I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Why? Because my Father in heaven made me. See, family authenticity begins when you know who and whose you are. If you don't know your identity, you'll keep reaching for masks. You'll try to talk like them, dress like them, act like them, all because you forgot the power of being who you are, who God made you to be. See, the Bible already declared your identity. It said you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That means God didn't make a mistake when he made you or me. So stop letting culture define you when the creator already named you. Stop letting the culture define you when the creator already named you. Stop letting the culture define you when the creator already named you. Remember, what they called you doesn't compare to what God has already called you. Every time you doubt yourself, declare out loud, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. We live in a world where everybody's chasing likes, retweets, and trends. Everybody is trying to fit into this mold. But here's the truth: copies don't change the world, originals do. And check this: when you're not authentic, you start to spoil. You ever seen a rotten piece of fruit in a bowl? If one spoiled apple touches another, it spreads. That's what happens when we step out of our authenticity. We begin to contaminate not only ourselves, but the people around us and those environments. But when you're authentic, this is the good news: you're life giving. You shine light, you breathe light, you bring flavor, and you shift atmospheres. So here's the application. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't bury your gifts just because someone else don't understand them. And when someone tries to belittle you, because they will, I want you to remember to laugh and remind yourself that you are unique and God made you this way for a reason and for a purpose. So authenticity is tied to your mission. The gifts, the talents, the creativity, the vision, they weren't given to Susan or John, they were given to you. So if God wanted a carbon copy, he would have made you that. But instead, he handcrafted you with unique wiring because your calling requires it. You are his masterpiece. Your creativity, your vision, your business plan, your encouragement is not random, it's strategic. Stop apologizing for who you are and start mobilizing who you are. Walk in the confidence that the world doesn't need a second rate version of someone else, it just needs your authentic self. Authenticity shouldn't just be a trend, it should have always been the way we walk. But too many of us hide what God has blessed us with because we're scared of being judged, compared, overlooked, or not enough. Hear me when I say this. The time of being afraid is over. The world needs the real you. It needs the real me. It needs the real us right now. God needs your creativity, your voice, your song, your encouragement, that business plan, your contributions. If someone tells you otherwise, I need you to remind them of what the Lord has already declared about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Family, authenticity is not just about keeping it real. It's about living in alignment with God's assignment. It's about knowing that who you are is not a mistake. It's your mission. It's your testimony. No more hiding and no more pretending. No more shrinking back. The time of being afraid, guys, again, it's over. The world cannot afford another copycat. It needs you. So here's your declaration for this week. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am not a mistake. I am created on purpose with a purpose for a purpose. And I choose to live it out authentically. That's your Monday fire. Walk in it, live in it, breathe in it. The world doesn't need another copy, y'all. It needs you, the real authentic you, the you that God created you to be. The you that he wants you to be, designed you to be. So stay bold, stay true, stay authentic, and never forget your authenticity is your assignment. That's your Monday fire. You with your girl Nikki, also known as the Rev. God bless you, and I'll see you real soon.